so it made us late.
Oh,
You have to
it's
call-
your fault, Dave. Jeff, did you need an ink pen?
No, I'll use Scott, that's all right.
Okay.
I had one, I don't know, I laid it down in there somewhere. Patty probably hid it, 'cause she hides
I'll
it.
figure out what stuff to sign tonight anyway.
I'd like to bring the Clinton City Board of Public Works and Safety. It's a regular session, 6:30 PM on July 16th, 2024 in the council chambers. I need roll call, please.
Jack Milfoy,
Yes.
Scott Miller,
Yes, here.
Bob Alexander.
Yes.
You guys have any questions on the minutes of the past meeting?
I do not. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll second it.
First and second, accept the minutes of the past meeting. Roll call vote, please.
Jack Milfoy,
Yes.
Scott Miller,
Yes.
and Bob Alexander.
Yes.
This time, do we have any comments from the citizens? If not, do we have any board members or mayor's comments?
I don't have anything.
No, department heads just getting back from vacation. Hope they enjoyed themselves and got right to a storm last night. So,
The one thing,
doing good.
one thing I would like to mention is, I've talked with Jesse in the water office. We've had multiple complaints from citizens that aren't getting their water bills. And we bring the water bills to the post office the first or second day of every month. They're due by the 15th. I got mine Saturday, and some people didn't even get them. They were in here yesterday trying to get copies, which backed them up in the water office. They had to work late. We pay $1,300 a month for this service. I've talked to the post office, so is Jesse. I don't know what else we can do. So I think we need to discuss it and maybe get with the city attorney and see what other options are available that we can utilize to make sure that people are getting their water bills and have a proper, adequate, thank you, adequate time to pay that bill. Because a lot of people, like I said, didn't get them until Saturday. Some people didn't even have them, and they came in here Monday. So I think that since we're paid, I think the first of the year it was around $1,000, and now it's up to $1,300. So I think that it's something that we need to look at so we can provide the citizens with a better option.
We're moving in times, and as we all know, maybe some don't, but we do. A lot of your billing's done online. You can sign up for paper. I think one option is to look at online billing and billing it out, so then you get it. And then the ones who don't want that option and they still would like a delivered water bill, I think we could look at a little courier within labor force, whether it's part-time, and look at self-adhesive, so you can go to the ones that have opted out of the online billing to go ahead and deliver those, and it's once a month that they would do it. We used to have to go out and to all the meter pits and read those by hand. And so I think the courier service would be a lot faster. A part-time person or a couple or 3 or 4 just goes out, delivers them all at once, and move forward. But I think see what the residents feel as far as online online billing, and then we can deliver door to door. We would not do it like the old days where we had the orange tag and it stuck and it just made a mess on you. It's just an adhesive you peel, you stick to anything, and then it'll peel right off your door. So I think depending on where we're at with the blank bills that we do have purchased already, and look at the cost for the adhesive style. So I think that's something I would like to see Jessica, the utility manager, look into, of how some of the other cities are doing the online billing, because I know everything's pretty much online billing.
I've got a meeting coming up with a couple of other mayors, and I'll ask them if they've had any issues like this and what they're doing about it. And I did mention it to Scott Craig today in a conversation I had with him, so I just want the citizens to know we are looking at options out there, because I believe that they're the ones suffering from this, and our water office is definitely suffering as of yesterday.
Fairview has a similar size bill too, right? Don't they have the same style of,
Form?
it's like a postcard size type bill, I think. I wonder if they have the same problems.
I don't know. I know.
Actually, my daughter lives up there. I guess I never have asked her about it. But
Yeah. I know that when I talked to the attorney today, he said that he had known of other communities that have the same issues, so he didn't state Fairview, but
I wonder if it's just the size of the bill itself.
yeah. But yeah, we'll get Jesse involved in it, and we'll try and come up with some alternatives if that's all right. with
If
you guys.
possible, you could go away from that card stock and go to like a paper bill with an
Mhm.
envelope and actually have better results.
Mhm.
Because maybe it goes through their machinery better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, Jesse may know something.
Yeah, because I mean, it's maybe it's the odd size of the, I don't know.
Okay. All
They
right.
should be able to handle everything though, when you're
Oh,
paying
yeah.
them for it.
Oh, yes, especially $1,300.
Yeah.
Okay, next, does anyone have any questions, or have you guys looked over the claims, approved them?
Okay, yeah, and Patty said she has some for me to sign. I'll get those after the meeting. But everybody has signed off, I think, so.
Yeah, I don't have any problems. I'll review them. I signed them last night, and I make a motion to accept the claims.
I'll second.
Got a first and second to accept the claims as presented. Roll call vote, please.
Jack Yocum,
Yes.
Scott Miller,
Yes.
and Bob Alexander.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any old business. Under new business, I do have the pay app for Foyt's on the 9th Street project. It is the final billing to them. The total amount due on this invoice is $663,355.16. We had paid them previously $396,755.
Well, that project is done.
Done, they were, I talked to a gentleman, matter of fact, it was Jim from M&M Lawnmower today, and he was very happy with the outcome and was happy with how they worked with them during the process, so they didn't lose any business or slow them down any, because that's a busy time for them.
Right.
And he said they were great to work with, and
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people compliment on how quickly they got it done, how good it looks.
Yeah, hopefully in the future we can plan and maybe just do sidewalk and curb on down to where the liquor store is on the corner where it used to be, and you have the beauty salon there, shop. If we could just extend that sidewalk on that side of the road, I think it'll really, just, hopefully in the future we can do that. But I make a motion to make the final payment on the 9th Street project for the pay app for its contracting.
I'll second.
Got a first and second to pay Foyt's the amount of $663,355.16. Be the final payment on the 9th Street project. The roll call vote, please.
Jack Yocum,
Yes.
Scott Miller.
Yes.
And Bob Alexander.
Yes.
He didn't have a price on the sign, so I'm just signing it down the bottom.
That back or
Yeah, I'll give it to Dan.
Okay.
He can just sign that one. So.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I don't have anything else unless anybody else does. I need a motion to adjourn, and we'll start the council meeting in 5 minutes.
Motion to adjourn.
And I'll second.
Walmart traveled all the way.
Oh, gee. I saw that bill, I said, that's gotta be taken care
And
of.
we went to travel. I'm where I'm at, so
Yeah. Yeah, that creeps up on me.
I'd like to bring to order the city council meeting. It's a regular session, Tuesday, July 16, 2024, in the council chambers. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
J.T. Walker,
Here.
Chuck Puglaroni,
Here?
Dean Strom,
Here?
and Bob Alexander.
Here.
You guys have any questions on the minutes of the past meeting?
Hearing none, I move that the minutes be approved as presented.
I'll second it.
We've got a first and second to accept the minutes as presented. Roll call vote, please.
J.T. Walker,
Yes.
Chuck Puglaroni,
Yep.
Dean Strom,
Yes.
and Bob Alexander.
Yes.
This time, are there any citizens' comments? If not, does the council have any comments? Okay, the only comment I have is, I have received, my office has received a lot of complaints recently about these bicycles that they're putting gas-powered motors on, weed eater mowers, some of them are battery-powered. And they are riding on the sidewalks and cutting through parking lots. And I think the chief gave one of the gentlemen a ticket for running a stop sign, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, he got hit over on Walnut Street, and they had the lifeline. So these kids, and some of them are grown-ups that are on these bikes, they're not obeying any of the laws of the road, and the rules and regulations, and somebody's going to get hurt. It could even be a citizen if I cut through the parking lot. Somebody's trying to walk across the parking lot, but whatever. I think that we need to look into how we can try and eliminate, if possible, someone getting hurt or possibly killed. This, like I said, this young man had to be a lifeline to Indianapolis. So I just want you guys to think about it. I have talked with the city attorney about it, and he's going to look into it. And I think there is some state statutes that will support what we're going to want to do here. It's no different than a moped, really, as Chuck was talking about earlier. So just something I want you guys to think about. In the next meeting, I hope to have some better information on it, but I want everybody to have an input on it if you could. I appreciate it.
Well, Mayor, I looked on the traffic code, and I think I gave you a copy. 7013 covers golf carts, and 7014 is off-road vehicles. From 7014 all the way up, I believe, to 70.25 is left vacant for future use. So we could put a section under 70.15, maybe for that item for motorized, electric, or gas skateboards, motor bicycles, or whatever. But I'll look into some of the other cities also off of the legal library and see what they're dealing with it.
All right.
The state with mopeds, if I remember right, those have to be 49cc now. Didn't it have to go to a insurance and something registered?
We have
Under 49?
under 49 cc's, considered a scooter, they have to have a Class B endorsement, and they have to have a plate by the DMV.
So it's under 49 cc's. So that's where these would classify. So we could actually use probably that.
State.
I don't know how
Because
it's all worded.
it's still under 49 cc's. I mean, we're Scott looking into it, but I think we can
Yeah,
use that as kind of a,
I don't know how it's technically worded in that IC code. I haven't looked into it for a little bit.
we can look into that. Maybe we need to amend that to the electric and the other, and then we can put it into that. So we can, yeah. But it is, if it's under 49 cc's, I would think it classifies the moped type deal, and you have to be 16 years old with an ID card and a helmet and
No, they don't even have to have helmets.
was it
No.
no helmet on that?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, whatever we can do,
We need to
make
look
it
in,
safe.
yeah.
Safer.
Right.
As, because Billy witnessed this man that got hit. I don't know how old he was, but
No, like 16.
16. And he's fortunate that it didn't take his life. So I think that if we can look into something to make it safer, could be great. So I appreciate it. Okay, next, don't have any old business. Under new business, Dean had been working with the attorney on this ordinance. It's 7-2024-1. You want to read that, Dean?
Sure. Ordinance 7-2024-1, Common Council of the City of Clinton, Indiana. Amending section of Chapter 71 of the Clinton Code of Ordinances concerning parking. Whereas the Common Council of the City of Clinton finds it necessary to amend Section 71.01 of the Clinton Municipal Code of regulating parking along certain streets. Be it therefore ordained by the Common Council of the City of Clinton as follows. 1. Section 71.01, restricted or prohibited parking of the code shall be amended to read as follows. Amendments in bold and underlined. 71.01, restricted or prohibited parking. A. No person shall stop, park, or leave standing any vehicle upon the paved or main traveled part of the street when it is practical to park or stop such vehicle off such part of said street. B. Provided, however, that on streets with curbing, vehicles shall be parked upon the paved portion of the street next to, but not over or upon the curb. C. No person shall stop, stand, or park a vehicle except to avoid conflict with the law or direction of a police officer or traffic control device in any place which is prohibited by the city. 2. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon its adoption and publication pursuant to Indiana law. And it's up for the first reading today, July 16, 2024.
What's the meaning and purpose so the people that are listening can understand why?
Okay, a lot of times we're finding on the curb streets, people are parking up in the tree row, thereby going across the curb, damaging the curb, or in some places where there are ADA compliant ramps, they're going over those ramps, and also parking over or hitting our meter lids.
Okay.
So, and it's in some places throughout the community is creating a view block also.
Yeah, and that is a big issue that we're been having with getting around in the city is, people talk about the curbs falling apart. We just poured several blocks of new curbing, and hopefully moving in the future we continue to get some of these curbs replaced, and that definitely is definitely needed. We don't need people going up and over curbs. That's why you have a drive to drive up into, and the water meter without the curbs is another thing. It used to be very forcible because we used to read by hand, and most of those meter pits were where these people were parking off the street into what they call the tree row, and they would block those, and we were always having to call and have them remove their vehicles so we can read that meter pit.
Yeah, there's a situation off the state highway over here that young fella's parking a heavy-duty diesel farm truck and a box trailer coming up over that curve and off of that ADA ramp that the state put in several years ago when they realigned Elm Street. So it is a problem. Chief, is it still 18 feet from the intersection of no parking along the state highway? We had that issue at 4th Street a few years ago, and I thought you said it was 18 feet. And we put right the curbing and
You're testing his memory.
Yes.
That was on 3rd Street, or 4th Street?
4th Street, yeah, that's by the mini mart.
Yeah.
And we, to correct that, we put, Cindy painted a curb and we put signs up, no parking here at the corner. Because that's another thing, when they both park on both sides of some of the streets coming off of 7th Street, off of Elm Street, it's really hard for 2 cars or a fire truck or whatever to get down that street. And the other night, there was a medical call in the 500 block of South 7th, and that situation prevailed, and the ambulance had to wait till the people cleared out to get through the intersection.
So we don't have an ordinance that's regulating the distance to the line. I know we pursued the stop sign, and sometimes that prevailed to where the distance would have taken out the resident on 9th Street because the stop sign was in front of 9th Street Auto. And if you all remember that before everything was redone, remember how far back it would took us. It had blocked that gentleman that has the White House right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the yellow marking would have started because of distance. So why I think there would be something in the ordinance that says so many feet of an intersection that parking's not allowed. I would have thought that'd be in our ordinance somewhere.
If I recall correctly, we didn't find that, and the chief found it on state highways and somehow 18 feet. Rest in my mind, I could be wrong.
Because I don't know what makes it enforceable for you. When Cindy goes out and paints these yellow lines, how can you enforce, and we're putting the yellow paint down, but are we enforcing it? Or is it, we can't enforce it because we don't have it on the books?
So according to Indiana IC Code 921-16-5, a person may not stop, stand, or park a vehicle except when necessary to avoid conflict with other traffic or to avoid conflict with law or the direction of a police officer or a traffic control device in any other following places: on a sidewalk, in front of a public or private driveway, within an intersection, within 15 feet of a fire hydrant, on a crosswalk, within 20 feet of a crosswalk at an intersection, within 30 feet upon the approach of a flashing beacon, stop sign, or traffic control signal located on the side of the roadway, between a safety zone and the adjacent curb, or within 30 feet of points of the curb immediately opposite of the end of the safety zone. And it keeps going on and on. There's 14 different sections in that.
So we have an Indiana code on it, so we already got the distance for the crosswalk, distance for the fire hydrant, and there was another distance.
30 feet from the stop sign.
Yeah, flashing, was that a flashing stop sign?
30 feet, within 30 feet upon the approach to any flashing beacon, stop sign, or traffic control signal located at the side of a roadway.
So that would be 30 feet on Main Street at the flashing stop signs.
I know we put it, the Main Street, the distance of the yellow to the first parking is within the Indiana code.
So it's 30 feet then.
Yeah, that's why, like, wow, that's a
Yeah.
long distance, but we had to go within.
Because the flashing, yeah.
I know that was put in spec.
Well, that means the ones on 8th Street, 7th Street that flash will have to be,
It would be identical to the
yeah,
Indiana
have to be
code.
30 feet back. Any of them that's got the flash on it will have to.
So there's already Indiana code we could put in our ordinance if we all discuss this. We could, I'd like to see it in that portion of, since we're amending it, like somewhere where it refers that to the Indiana code. Including, you know, talking about parking on the, up on the curbs, parking in the tree row and meter pits.
Well, I think this ordinance here addresses the tree row parking mainly.
But couldn't we add it right there?
Um,
And Indiana code such and such.
But now, Bill, it's probably an unfair question to ask you, but probably one for the attorney. 20 feet from a crosswalk, would that indicate then that we'd have to have a crosswalk marked with a white crosswalk paint? Or just assume where the sidewalk on either side of the intersection is?
I'm gonna leave that one up to the city attorney.
That
That's
becomes a
what I'm
gray
saying.
area.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
that's a
it
real,
says
because then you're
crosswalk.
talking 20 feet from each corner. You're taking a lot, on both sides, you're taking a lot of room out of a block.
But
And we have too many blocks the way it is now.
everything uptown is a crosswalk. It's painted as a crosswalk. 9th Street, you know, have your crosswalks. School would definitely have crosswalks. I believe that's,
And when the state passed or painted the crosswalks before, I think they put one at 9th and Elm, there by Scott Oil, going west, over to Kurt Jack's house. There used to be one on the east side of 8th and Elm, across Elm Street. But that's all been peeled off, and I don't know what they've put back in. And then there's no other crosswalk on there going towards town until you get uptown at Main and Elm.
you and Cindy go to a monthly or quarterly meeting with this state, Crawfordsville unit?
We have, when we had projects.
Oh,
We haven't done it since we finished all the projects with NDOT.
didn't know if anybody would know, and over there, you know, for, like, when Dean talked about that, the crosswalks, who's responsible for painting those, because they haven't been painted for a while, and who knows?
I still have the contact lady that did our projects, so I can call her.
Billy's got a point.
So, according to the handbook, our code book, 71-01, restricted or prohibited parking. No person shall stop, park, or leave standing any vehicle upon the paved or main travel part of the street when it is practical to park or stop such vehicle off such part of said street. Section B, no person shall stop, stand, or park a vehicle except to avoid conflict with the law or the direction of a police officer or traffic control device in any place which is prohibited by the city.
So all we're adding is B, because we already got A and C's in there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, and you don't have a copy, well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Anything that's underlined.
Yeah,
is
that's
what-
all you added. But not over or upon the curb.
But you put it in the tree row on a curved street because of the
Going over that, yeah.
damaging the curb or the ADA walk or the meter lid. Whereas Bob said parking, if they have to read the meter and that guy's gone to work or not available to move vehicle vented.
So basically, we're just adding a clarification to where you cannot park.
Yeah, to keep people from jumping up on the
Yeah,
curb.
that curb, yeah.
Yeah,
And when you sit in the tree row there, we have laterals going to the house,
Yep.
sitting on the vehicle sitting on the grass instead of on the pavement,
right.
and you can damage the water line.
Or sewer lateral
Mhm.
going out to the street.
The other, we could get with the attorney and ask him what his thoughts are on that. And then this, like I said, this is just for a pass on the first reading.
First reading. Well, then, does the council feel a need to adopt those that you just read on the state statute or not? I mean, that, like you said, that's quite a bit of
Well-
parking taken up on some of the residential streets.
Yeah, if I look at my ordinance, that's all I have for restricted parking is there for the city of Clinton. The things we just discussed, 18 feet, crosswalks, the Indiana code, maybe up on the vice of the city attorney, make D and including Indiana code for parking within crosswalks and distances of such sort. I mean, you could put that Indiana code right in there,
But, yeah, but there again, I don't want
because
to
if I was
obligate us to
to,
go around and paint crosswalks on every intersection. That's very costly,
Yeah.
it's
And
And then it eliminates all the parking.
you know, I mean,
but what I'm saying, we do paint the crosswalks that we need, that we have, and we designate those crosswalks around the schools. Those were part of our safe route to school project, was to have
Well,
crosswalks,
yeah.
so we have to paint them. That's why we went and got that money. Because we designated that a safe route to school. So we have to, and Cindy does it.
she does that around the school or around Central anyhow.
Because there's some to, part of that was the park, going down the park.
But it also goes to the gray area, like we said, is the crosswalk classified as has to be painted or not? If it's not painted and it classifies as a crosswalk, because it is between two, do you have to hold the code from there back? We need an interpretation, because otherwise we're gonna pass it and everybody's gonna end up with a little, one parking place in the middle of the
Oh, I know
block.
what you're talking about, but I'm thinking it's marked. It doesn't say marked, it just says crosswalks. Marked crosswalks. Because if we look at the definition of crosswalk, it's gonna say marked.
It says within 20 feet of a crosswalk at an intersection.
So, and then definition of crosswalk is, that's where you would get that definition. That's
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna be
Then
marked.
you also have chapter 74, which is parking, which is, schedule 1 is parking prohibited areas, so you have to look at all that too. There's several pages on parking prohibited and certain times it's no
Yeah,
parking.
that takes care of the handicap under 74, I believe. Right?
Snow route, I think's in
Yeah,
that.
Snow
That's
route.
in 71.
Huh?
71 has the
Snow route.
snow route. Yeah, 74 is prohibited parking, parking prohibited at certain times, disabled parking, angled parking, Main Street parking, snow routes again, and loading zones.
I remember the snow route deal, because that was one of the things that brought up, was having to park in the tree row because the snow route, they had nowhere to park. So they had to park in the tree row, because it was a snow route, there was nowhere to go. They don't have driveways in some places.
So do you want to go ahead and do a motion for the first read of this?
I'd make a motion that we pass it on first read and then
We
get
can-
with the attorney for some clarification on crosswalk, and then how do we incorporate the state.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Because we can always amend it to that.
Yeah.
At least we got the reading out of the way.
Because it's
Now
not,
the
it's
first
not
read.
effective
It's
until
not
the second
effective
read.
till-
Yeah,
And then
second
after
reading and
the
published.
Second reading and published, so it would take a while anyway. So I'll make sure that we've got some clarification on that by the next meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Yeah, I second it.
Got
So-
a first and second, a motion to accept the first read of ordinance 7/2024-1, amending sections of chapter 71 of the Clinton Code of Ordinance concerning parking. Roll call vote, please.
J.T. Walker,
Yes.
Chuck Pocahontas,
Yes.
Dean Strome,
Yes.
Bob Alexander.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, before we adjourn, you guys want to, have you received financials so that you can observe the financials?
I'll make a motion that we receive the financial reports.
Second.
Got a first and second that the council has received the financial reports from the clerk treasurer. Roll call vote on that, please.
J.T. Walker,
Yes.
Chuck Pocahontas,
Yep.
Dean Strome.
Yes.
Bob Alexander.
Yes.
If you guys don't have anything else, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Mayor, you gonna get with the attorney or want me to?
Yeah.